everyone, this is Stephanie from My Porch Prints. Welcome back. Today we're going to be working on Christmas page pockets number 2, and this one's a little unusual because it's done in black and white, and it's actually not white, it's more of like an antique kind of creamy color, but it's kind of a neat little kit here. And I think if you wanted to add color, it wouldn't be too hard to do. We've got some Christmas fussy cuts in like traditional green and red, and then also in like pink and blue. So if you wanted, you could get something like that from our shop and just add some color to this kit, but I kind of like it in just this black and white version. So we're gonna put this together today, and you probably noticed it looks a lot like our page pockets number 2. It's based on that kit, and so it'll go together the same way. So I've printed everything on cardstock, and I went ahead and cut it all out, and we're gonna be starting with this panel A. It's the one with the tab. And what we're going to be doing is taking panels B, C, and D, and you can see I didn't print on the back of anything, but we're gonna go ahead and, you know what, that is not true. Before we start, I just wanna mention that I did print on the back of these pieces. So, actually it's this piece. This is an envelope that's included in the kit, and I went ahead and printed it on paper instead of cardstock. And I printed on the back just so it would have a pattern on the inside, since we're gonna see this inside piece. So just mentioning that, if you're printing things out, you might want to print these pieces on paper and then print on the back of this one. And there's some snowflake paper included with this for that purpose. And you can print on the back of any of the pieces that come with this kit if you want to, including the ephemera pieces, but I went ahead and just left them blank on this back side. So back to this. So we've got our panel A, and then panels B, C, and D, and these are pretty interchangeable. You can use them in whatever order you want. So you can just kind of pick where they're going to go. I'm gonna go ahead and just take this one, and I'm gonna glue it to this tab right here to start. And I'm using Fabri-Tac. If you want to know, there'll be links down below to all the items that we're using, or at least as many as we can link. And you just want to make sure that this tab will fold. And I folded it ahead of time, just so you know. A little hair here. I scored it and folded it back and forth so it will fold both directions. So just make sure that's aligned. And then what we're gonna do is go ahead and flip this over and choose the panels that we want to glue on this side. And you wanna be mindful of how you're doing this. I'm gonna have this be kind of like the front cover. So I want this one here, and then I'm gonna put this kind of darker one on the back. And if they are a little bit short or long, you can always trim along the edges, or you can use some distress ink if you want to kind of just hide those edges. But to save time, I'm not going to ink my edges today. And you could also, if you want to, just add glue to the top and the side and the bottom. And what that would do is create a little pocket here, a little secret pocket, but I'm just gonna glue mine down today. And again, if you wanted to, you could ink along this edge. I think I am gonna do that, because that'll hide some of that white that's showing right there. So you can see that ink on there, and hopefully that'll hide that white edge. Okay, so then we need to put this back panel on. Okay, so now we've got kind of the beginnings of our page pocket, and what we're gonna do next is grab this piece right here, and I'm going to go ahead and glue this onto here, and this will be inside of our page pocket. And to do that, I'm just gonna glue down this side and the bottom, just like this. Try to stay as close to the edge as you can so your pocket has plenty of room. And we're gonna align it with the fold, just like this. That should give us a nice little tuck spot. And then we're gonna fold this over. And again, if you wanted to, you could have glued or used some Distress ink on this edge to keep it from showing. I didn't do that before I glued it down, so I'm not gonna bother with it. But before you glue it down, remember to ink your edges if that's what you want to do. And then this piece will go on the back of here. And there is a little bit of white showing along this edge here, so I'm going to trim that up just a bit. Okay, so now we've got a little tuck spot here and this little folded flap here. It's coming together, so now we can put some more of our pockets on. And to start with, I'm going to put a pocket on the front here. And you don't have to do any of this if you don't want to. If you just want to leave the front plain or you want to decorate it in a different way, you can. So to add the pocket, we're just going to attach it with glue on the top and the side and the bottom. Alright, and then I'm going to add one to this back page as well, and you can decide kind of what side you want it on. There we go. And now we'll put some pockets in here, and for this small panel right here, we've got these kind of double pockets. They look like this. There's a small one and a big one for each part. And I'm gonna go ahead and use this one here. And what we're gonna do is just stagger them. So the larger one will go behind the smaller one, and you can make it, you know, short or high, however you want, whatever works best for you. And just glue again down the sides and the bottom. Here we go. And then lastly, we'll add a piece here, and that will be our envelope. And you can see I just cut this out, and then I folded the sides and the bottom, and then finally this top piece. And I'm going to go ahead and put that right here. And I am going to just glue the sides and bottom to create a little pocket. And I am kind of pulling this in from the sides and leaving a little border. And I'm going to go ahead and just glue this closed. Okay, so now we've got the basics of our little page pocket done, and you can use the ephemera pieces and all the rest to decorate it. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. You can just follow along with me. So just a little side note, I decided that putting a tab here was not a good idea because when I try to open this, it wants to bend. So just a little hint for you, maybe don't add a tab if you're going to put your pocket on this side. It would probably work better if the pocket was on the other side. So that was my mistake. Okay, so aside from this little snafu, I think we're finished. Oh, one more thing. I've got this little naughty and nice list. I'm gonna fold this up and tuck it into the back. There we go. Okay, and that is our Christmas page pockets number 2. It's got lots of space for tucking little cards and ephemera pieces. You can fill it as much or as little as you want. And again, if you wanted to add some color, it would be really easy with like a our printable Christmas fussy cuts or a similar kit. I'll put a link down below for those. All right, everyone, thanks for watching.